Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Emily and today we're starting off a series of vlogs playing on my new little board. It is of course inspired by Melanie from Completely Melanie. I will make sure to leave her link down below, but she does something called Better Book It and she plays it. I don't know that she plays it all the time, but it's got like little circles, pictures, each mean something, and she's trying to get to the end before an allotted time frame is up, and she does something with that. But I just liked the idea that it reminded me of my TBR tiles. If you've been on my channel a while, you will know I used to have these little tiles. Anyway, getting off topic, but I really liked that, so I decided to make my own little board and I want to play with it. So I'm not quite sure all the details yet, but I am filming this intro right after I filmed my May pile of possibilities, so I will figure it out before then. But I wanted to do the intro because we are going to be starting and playing that. Now the goal is to finish before the end of the month would be nice, but I'm kind of maybe playing with I should finish like in 2 weeks or something. I'm not sure. I kind of want to give myself a time frame, but I kind of don't. I know it's gonna at least take place through the entirety of the month of May. Anyway, so I think every week I'll have a vlog, and I'm hoping to at least have like 5 books read in that vlog. Maybe not, I don't know. Like I said, this is all just like a work in progress, so you guys are going on this journey with me while I try to figure out what I want to do with this game. All I know is I just want to have a great time and read some good books and play a game while doing it. So we're gonna jump right into the game board, and I will go over what each of the prompts or little circles are, and then we will start and play and see what I'm going to be reading first for the month of May. Okay, so I just wanted to take a second to go over what each of the spots mean on this game board. So Once Upon a Time is typically used in the beginning of like a fairy tale, so I decided to use this as my start spot. Then I have the Ghost. All the ghosts are mood reads because I am a very big mood reader, so I needed a bunch of these. I think there's only 5 though. Then we have Poll Pick. I'll just pick a bunch of books and you guys can pick on YouTube. Then we have this. This is kind of like cozy-ish, but I figured cozy fantasy maybe. And then Royalty, whether it's on the cover, in the title, in the story, Royalty. Then we have Nature on the cover. I have audiobook, a horror book, even number, so even number of letters in the title or ends on an even page number, or maybe it has an even number of chapters, whatever I'm feeling. Then we have my TBR jar, outfit inspired, a booktube fave, a beautiful cover, a random letter. Don't ask why the box. It was just what I initially went with, and then it stuck and I couldn't change it. So randomize a letter, and the book has to start with that letter. A family pick, a new author that I haven't read from before, a sci-fi, a book off my yearly TBR list, another mood read. The emoji is a random emoji, so I'll just randomize and get an emoji and try and find a book that fits that. The piggy, which is so cute, I decided to go with 500 plus pages. A graphic novel, a fantasy romance, and this one is a go back, so what I'll do is I'll just use whatever dice I'm using. I'm not sure what number I'm using, so I'll either use a 6, 8, or 10, and I will roll that, and I have to go back those amount of spaces. Then I have a weapon on the cover. I have an intimidating read. I have a physical book, dark romance, steal a book off of someone's video, so I might just go to BookTube, and whatever is the first video in my feed, I might go through that and have to find a book to read that's in that video. We have Sun, Moon, or Stars on the cover, another mood read, feed scroll, so I'll just go to like Goodreads or Fable or whatever, and the first book I see that comes up that I own, I will read that one. The Hourglass is a book I've had for a while, so like an older owned book, a TBR vet. This is like an animal or like a creature, so it's either on the cover, in the title, or like a big part of the story. Random color, a spicy book, a paranormal book, a reread a book, a small book, so this is usually for me under 300 pages. Start over, if I land on this, I just quite literally have to go back to the start. The book stack is a part of a series, so it could be the first, it could be the second, the next, the last, whatever part of the series I want. A pet pick, a fantasy, a buzzword book, so I have some past ones this year that I haven't gotten to yet, so I could read one of those or one of the ones for the month we're currently in. An odd number. So, like the even, this could be an odd amount of letters in the title and ends on an odd page number or has an odd amount of chapters. Then we have cozy again, but this one I figured cozy mystery. And then times 2. So for this one, what I decided to do was if I land on it, I have to choose 2 books for one of the spots on the board. So I might do like a random number generator, and whatever number of that spot, I have to read 2 books that fulfill that, but I don't have to move back to that, if that makes sense. Or maybe I should. I don't know. You guys will have to let me know. Then we have dice decide. I would roll probably a d6 and then a d10 twice. So I don't want anything over 600 whatever. So roll the die. Let's say it gives me a 5. Roll the d10, it gives me a 7 and then a 2. So a book that's around 572 pages, whichever one's close enough. Then we have another mood read, a manga, multiple POVs. I just love these little pandas. We have water on the cover, romance, chapter by chapter book club. This is my book club. I just used my little logo I made for it, but this could be, if I get through my book club book, then I can go and read another book club's book for the month. Mystery thriller. So this one is book hauled this year. I've been trying to read at least 50% of the books I'm hauling this year. I would love to get to 100% of them, but I'm just not there yet, so I'm working on at least 50% of them. So this was necessary to put on here. Then I have a shuffle music, so I'll just go to my phone, shuffle my music, whatever song pops up first. I have to find a book that kind of goes with the vibes of the song. I have trials, game, survival, so something that has like competitions or whatever. I find that happens a lot in books. Tropes, I'm gonna have like a random spinner wheel with all my favorite tropes, and if I land on this, I'll just spin it and I have to find a book that matches that trope. This is the R Fantasy. I'll just pick something that will fit for the R Fantasy and count it. A popcorn read, so this is a quick, easy read that I can get through in like one sitting, maybe not necessarily one sitting, but something that I can just fly through and not want to put down. A sequel, this, unlike the other stack of books, this is not going to be a first or a last book. It has to be like the next book in a series. An ebook, a favorite author. This one's fun. I got this from Allie Does Read. She had changed a prompt on her TBR game, and it was this, and I thought it was really fun. So you pick 3 books that you want to read and figure out all the page counts and put them in from smallest to longest, and whatever book is in the middle page count wise, that's the book you read. So I thought this would be fun to try. Then we have another mood read, a person or people on the cover. Another kind of like rewind or go back. Diverse, so this could be like LGBT, this could be a disability, this could be ethnicity, or someone different from me. I really like this image and I thought this would be fun to put on here. And then of course we come to the end. At the end of every fairy tale it usually says the end, and so I thought this would be fun to put for the end spot. So that was all of the spots we went over. So we're going to get right in, and I need to figure out what my first read has to fulfill for this game. So I'm going to switch over to the game board view, and we will roll to see what my first pick will have to fulfill. Okay, so I have printed and laminated my board. It has more spaces on it than what you previously saw, but I swear I'm not going to change it again. But I had a great time making all these little cute spaces. I wasn't sure how I was going to do it because before I didn't have that many spaces, and I thought that I was going to easily be able to get through it in a month. I thought maybe I could do something else, but for now I think I just want to see how long it takes me to get from the start to the finish, and we'll go from there, whether that will be considered a round, and then I will start again in the next month or whatever. You guys are gonna have to give me your ideas of what you think I should do. I have like little pictures printed out. I thought I could put, like, if I land on family pick and they pick a book, I can put the picture here, and then when I get to the end, I thought I could keep going, but skip over the ones I've already got and see how many we can fill up in a month. You guys will have to let me know if that's something you'd like to see maybe in the next round or whatever, but this honestly is just supposed to be fun. So, I'm not sure if I said it. I think I had to refilm this clip, so I don't know if I said it, but, so it's currently 10:30 at night on April 30th, and I need to figure out what book I'm going to be starting off May with, and I know it needs to be a Mafia readathon book because it only lasts from the 1st to the 10th, and I'd like to at least get a couple of the books read for that. So, with that being said, I have a 6-sided die we're going to be focusing with this month, and so I will only be getting through this first one. Now, because I only want to read the Mafia books right now, I really don't want a 3, or else that's just gonna like mess up my entire plans. Maybe. So if I get a 3, I'll work with it, but I would love anything other than a 3. So let's roll to see what the first pick will be and hope for the best. A 2. Okay, so that is 1, 2. That is poll pick, so I will be putting probably 4 of the options for the Mafia books up, and I will see what you guys pick, and I guess whatever one has the most by the time I need to read something, I will just go with that one. So I'm excited. I'm nervous to see what you guys are going to pick, but I'm hopeful. So I will check in with you guys tomorrow. Okay, so please excuse the hair. Look, you can see Muffin. Major! Look here, buddy. Major! There he is. Good boy. So the poll is in, and right now I think we have like 9 votes, but I'm gonna end it there because for a while it was 50-50. But I ended up putting up Stolen Touches, Rebels and Rejects, and King. 2 of those are sequels, and one of them's the first book in the series, and 2 of them I have audiobooks for, and one I do not. Thankfully, the one that won has an audiobook, and it is, the polls right here, so you can see the winner was Rebels and Rejects, so I'm going to be starting that one, and it would be nice if I could start and finish it in one day, because I listen to the audiobooks on 2 times speed, so I'm going to start with that one, and I think it deals with, like, gangs and mafia, and a reporter. So that's about all I know going into it, but I'm going to get started on that. I'm going to work on my journal, and I will check back in again with you guys soon. Oh, I also wanted to say that for Team Detectives on the Escape the Readathon, we are focusing on The Theater first, which is a popcorn read, so this one will be perfect because I tend to get through these books pretty fast, Mafia books anyway. And we are doing pages towards the library, I believe. So if I don't get my book in time for the theater, I'm gonna put it towards the library. So yeah, I just almost forgot about that. I wanted to let you guys know, and I will check in with you guys again later. Okay, so I finished my first book. It was Rebels and Rejects by R.A. Smith. I'm not sure. The author name will be on the book right here, but I will probably be giving this a 3.5 star, mostly because it took like 50 to 60% of the book for me to actually finally start getting invested in what was going on and like start caring about the characters. So we have 4 different points of view. Now, one of them is just in the prologue and the epilogue, and then 3 of them are throughout the whole book. The main one I would say is Sawyer. She is just trying to get by. She's trying to keep her younger brother safe. She and her brother are on their own, and she kind of does things that she would never want him to have to go through, but she's doing these things so that he doesn't have to. She wants to give him a good life where he's not a part of the gangs or not getting hurt, shot at, or whatever. She just wants him to have a nice life. And so she is a stripper. She does things that she really doesn't want to do, but she knows she has to keep, you know, her brother safe and their lives, you know, off the streets and whatnot. But in doing so, she ends up winding in the path of Cain and Oliver, and they are members of the Rebels Rejects, and she ends up becoming entwined in this thing where they think she knows who the Reaper is, and she's really the person that they think is the Reaper, but they think it's a guy, not a girl. And the Reaper kind of unalives people, especially men that hurt women or do bad things. And so they really want the Reaper's help so that they can take down the crime family, the Anatoles, or I forget what the name is, but something along those lines. And the Rebels Rejects are a gang, and they're working their way up. They're taking out all the other little gangs because their main purpose is to get rid of the mob or the mafia, whatever crime family, because they did them dirty. They did something and they just want to get rid of them. And so they're out for revenge, and in doing so, they want the help of the Reaper because they, no one knows who the Reaper is, and no one's ever seen him. And that's kind of what makes the Reaper alluring, because no one knows who this is. They go fly under the cover, never get caught, and lo and behold, it's her. And, you know, she ends up, you know, sorry if you can hear the kids, but she ends up kind of getting herself entwined in those, and it's pretty much the whole book is about them trying to figure out who the Reaper is, her knowing it's her, and not wanting to help them, but, you know, eventually there's gonna be something happening here. So I won't get into any more. But like I said, it is going to be a 3.5. I started to really enjoy it towards the end, so much so that I kind of wish I had the second book so I could go right into it, because I feel like this is one of those series that if I don't continue soon, I could just let it go. But I don't know. I had a decent time. I almost DNF'd this, but I'm glad I kept going because it did get better in my opinion. The characters were hard to like at first. I think my favorite character is Oliver because he is such like a cinnamon roll kind of with a gun. And I don't know, I just really liked him. I'm very interested though to see the mafia side of this. I think that'll predominantly come up in the second one, and then it'll be like throughout all of them. But I don't know, that's how I feel, and I've check marked that off. I have quite a few spots on the bingo board for the Mafia Readathon, covered up from this book. I think like red cover. I'm gonna say this is an Italian mafia based on like the name. They never outright say it. And then I'm trying to think. Oh, I did put this under like the extra points I put for assassin, because she kind of is an assassin, because she goes and does these things for women, gets rid of their husbands, boyfriends, abusive assholes, just jerks, the scum of the earth. And so I'm considering her an assassin. And there's a whole bunch of spots that I have on the little bingo board. I might show you later, I don't know. But it is time to finally go for the next roll. As you can see where I had pull pick, I did put the little picture of the book. I can remove it if I need to, but I put it there because I'd just like to see like how many of these I'm going to get like land on, and see how many I actually get through on this little board, like through the whole thing. I'm just like trying to speak and it's just coming out not how I want it to. Does that ever happen to you? Okay, so I want to put the covers on here because I want to see how many books I read for like one round. There we go. Good job, Emily. So I'm going to switch this to the board view, and we are going to do the next roll, and hopefully I can get another book fit in here that is Mafia. So again, I don't want a 1. I don't want the cozy fantasy. As much as I love cozy fantasy, and I do have a couple books if I need to, I really want to get these Mafia books put in. So I don't want a 1. I'd be okay with a 2, 3, or 4, not a 5, and I'd be okay with a 6. So I don't want a 1 or a 5 because this is horror. So yeah, we're gonna get right into the next roll because I just want to keep reading. Okay, so we're back with the awkward angle on my little craft container that I keep all my craft storage in. So I am ready to roll again. I have put the book cover on there, like I said. So we're going to roll again. I don't want a 1 or a 5. Please, anything but a 1 or a 5. It's a 2. Okay, I can do a 2. 1, 2. So that is like royalty of any kind, and I have the perfect book for this. So I'm going to go get ready and start reading it, but first I'll let you guys know what it is. Okay, so I ended up rolling a 2, and we landed on the like royalty space, and I have the perfect Mafia book for this one. It was one of the ones in the poll, and it is King by S.J. Tilley. This is book 2 in the Alliance series. I read Nero once, I think, I want to say maybe like 3 years ago or so, and then I reread it last year, so I think I should be okay. I don't need to reread that, but I'm gonna go straight into King. And all I know about this one is I think it's like a captor-captive romance. He's in the mafia, and that's all I know about this one. But I hear really good things about further books in this series, so I'm excited to get to this one. I do not have an audiobook for this one, sadly, so I will be reading it with my eyeballs, and I don't think this one's very short, so it's gonna take me a day or two, probably at least 2 to 3 days to get through this one. So yeah, I'm really excited to get to this one, so I'm gonna go hop right into it, and you probably won't see me again until tomorrow, maybe. I don't know if I'll check in again today, but I'm really excited about this next one. Okay, so I'm about ready to go and get the kids. It is May 2nd, and I have the fan on. I hope it's not gonna like mess with this, so bear with me. But I got 41% of the way into King by S.J. Tilley last night. This, we're following Savannah and King, and King is one of the members of the Alliance, and I mean, he's more on like the money side of things, but Savannah is going to this dinner party, and she's bringing her new boyfriend, and when they show up, the friend forgets that they had this thing, and she has another friend with her brother over, and so when Savannah comes in, it takes a minute, and her date comes in, and we find out that her date is the husband to her friend's other friend, and it's just like a big hot mess, and things happen. And when Savannah goes back to his like bachelor pad or whatever to get her keys because she left them there, she stumbles on King killing him, and in the pursuit of running away from him, he snatches her, takes her back to his house, and tells her that they are going to be married, and he's doing this because she knows too much, she saw too much. But a wife cannot talk and like turn on her husband in like the courts or whatever. So that just leads us down this long spiral of everything. She keeps trying to find ways to escape, but then she's kind of falling in love with him, but she doesn't want to fall in love with him. And like, it's just, she's going back and forth. She's really attracted to him, and he feels really bad for what he's doing, but he can't risk her getting him into trouble. Plus, he has enemies. He doesn't want something to happen to her or try and use her to get to him, and it's just this whole thing. But I'm having a great time. I don't know why I waited so long to jump into the sequel to Nero, but it is what it is. But I'm hoping to get to maybe like 65-75% tonight and then finish it tomorrow. So I'm not sure if I'll check in again later, because I really don't want to say any more about this book because I don't want to spoil it, but I'm having a great time. It's feeling like a 4.5 5-star, so hopefully it's a 5-star, and I will check back in with you guys probably when I finish it, so more than likely tomorrow. So see you guys then. Okay, so it is currently 1 in the morning, and I ended up binging the rest of King by S.J. Tilley. Really enjoyed it. Gave it 5 out of 5 stars. Loved reading Savannah and King's story, and I am actually really excited now to continue on and read Dom's story and then eventually Hans' story. And I am just so happy I finally picked up this book. I don't know why I was so nervous to pick it up, but I'm just really happy I got to it. But I wanted to come in and let you guys know that I finished King, which means I now have finished 2 books on this. And I finished 2 Mafia books. I think I have like 5 or 6 spots left on the bingo board. And once I'm hoping to try and complete the entire bingo board, but I don't think it's gonna happen. But I also wanted to say, because I don't know if I did or not, but for Rebels and Rejects, I read that for Escape the Readathon for theater, which was a popcorn read. And then tonight we did finally open the theater game, and it is hide and seek. So we can either read a book for Friday the 13th or Halloween. And the Friday the 13th is a book where the title is longer than the previous title, or for Halloween it's a book that's the title is shorter than the previous one. So I went and added King in for Halloween because it was shorter than Rebels and Rejects. So I'm really excited. I love the little graphics I'm making for them, because I didn't have anything made for the games because I wasn't quite sure how I wanted to do them, but I did it like an open folder thing. I'll have to show you guys tomorrow, but I am ready to roll to see what I'll be reading tomorrow. And I'll just say I really don't want horror, and I don't think I want this one either, or this. So honestly, I just want 2, 3, or 5. I can work with 2, 3, or 5. I keep thinking oh, maybe I should give myself a reroll, but that would be cheating. And I would like to at least get to 1 more Mafia book. And I have the one I really want to get to. I have an audiobook for. So I'm hoping for a 2. That's what I really want. A 2 or a 4. I can work with that. So I'd be happy if we got another 2 again, though. It would be perfect. So we're going to jump down to the awkward angle for this and roll to see what I will be starting tomorrow. Okay, so here we are at the awkward angle. I finished King, and that was for royalty in it, and of course King royal. So like I said, I'm hoping for a 2 or a 4, and honestly I don't want anything else right now. So 2 or 4, please give me a 2 or 4, please. Oh my god, it fell off. I have to re-roll it. A 1. Okay. Okay. So we're not moving very far, but that is nature on the cover. I have a Mafia book that could fit for that, but it's not the one I wanted, but I guess either that one or I'll just have to pick something else. But yeah, I'll figure it out tomorrow and let you guys know. So we're not moving very far on this board, but I'm not mad about it because it's only, well, technically it's now the 2nd of May, so we're not doing too bad. So I'll take it. Okay, so I did decide, it's the next day, by the way. I think I said it was the 2nd yesterday, which it was, but like when I finished King, it was actually the 3rd, so sorry, I was tired. Anyway, I ended up reading a book that I had out from the library, and it was going to go back within the next couple days, so I decided to pick this one, and I picked it for Nature on the cover, and that was Thornhedge by T. Kingfisher. I slowly make my way through her books every once in a while, and I was really happy I had this on audio. It was a short book, and I ended up giving this a 3.75. So in this book, we're following Toadling, and when she was a baby, she was switched with a changeling, and she was raised among the green teeth, that's what they're called. They're like elves. And she grew up with them. She was still very young enough that she was like malleable and able to kind of turn into one of them and get magic and everything. But one day she is whisked back, and she is told that she must bestow a blessing upon the child who was switched in her place. And in doing so, something happens and something goes wrong, and she ends up creating this tower to keep the other child asleep. And at the beginning, we just don't know why. We don't know what's going on, other than it kind of feels like a Rapunzel retelling with like a little bit of Sleeping Beauty almost. And so she is very, I'm trying to think of how I want to word this. She is very set in stone about keeping people away from this, and people have treated it like this fun little tale about this maiden in a tower who needs saving and a witch who's guarding it or whatever, but we don't really know the reason why she's guarding this and like what happened and why the tower is there and the girl and everything. Years and years go by, and this knight ends up showing up, and Toadling is curious, and she ends up like creating this like friendship bond with him, and thus begins the story, and Toadling telling her tale about what led her to this point. So I did really enjoy this. This was a very subtle, quiet book. It was just real easy to read. The reason why I'm not giving it like a higher rating was because it didn't really do much for me. Like, it wasn't super exciting or anything. It was okay. I had a great time, but it just wasn't quite up there. Like, it just didn't give me like a whole lot of feeling. I don't know how else to explain it other than that. But with that being said, I did end up putting this book in for the theater game hide and seek prompt of Friday the 13th because because it ended up having more letters than King, and I of course want to help my team get past this mini game so that we can continue on and try and open another room. I was a little hesitant at first because I almost wanted to just like put it in for another prompt, but I was like, nope, it'll be okay. It's only the 3rd. We still have a ton more to go, and I have every opportunity to read books for each of the prompts. So I did that. I'm really happy. This book was 114 pages, and I listened to it on audiobook. So I am ready to roll to see what we're going to get next. I apologize for the lighting. It's daylight out. I don't want to turn on my light. I'm already warm. So anyway, so I can either get audiobook, horror, even number, TBR jar, outfit, or booktube fave. And honestly, I'm hoping for a 1, even though I'd like to get further on this board. I'm hoping for a 1 because, or a 3. A 1 or a 3 I would be happy with. Maybe even a 4. Because I really want to read this other Mafia book, so I really don't want a horror. And I can work with a booktube fave, but really the only one I absolutely don't want to get is a horror right now, because I only have 1 horror on my like pile of possibilities, and it's a reread, and I'm really excited to reread it, but like not right now. Like, it's just not fitting my vibes right now. So we're gonna get to this and roll, and then I will show you guys some of my updated stuff on my computer, because I love messing around on Canva. Like, it just fills my creative well, along with like my reading journal I do have also. So, yeah, let's get right into the roll because I'm really eager to see what I'm going to be getting next. I hope this board's nice to me. Okay, so here we are. We just finished Thornhedge, so I'm gonna roll. I would really like a 1, 3, or I think I said 4, but I want a 1, 3, or 5. So no odd numbers. Please, please be nice to me. Okay, it was a 1. I'm so excited. Okay. So that's audiobook. Yes, we have not made it far on here, but you know what? I'm really happy because I think I can bust this whole book out today. It's going to be Stolen Touches by Neva Altaj. I have the audiobook for it, and these books are really short and easy to get into, and I'm ready to get into another Mafia book. So this is perfect. I also decided that when I hit 5 books, this vlog will end for this episode. So I'll be doing episodes until I finish, so until I get to the end. But I think 5 books for each vlog will be okay. So I am going to go get ready to start reading Stolen Touches, which is the 5th book in the Perfectly Imperfect series, I think is what it's called. And I will also, a little bit later, I think, show you what everything looks like on my computer again whenever it's kind of like updated. So I will get right into that, and I'm just really excited. Okay, so I decided I still needed to show you guys the updated parts on like this Canva document I have. So I wanted to let you guys know that I did indeed finish Stolen Touches by Neva Altaj. I can't remember what I had it go for. I think I had Arranged Marriage, There Is an Irish Mob in here, and Cosa Nostra. And then the main male character has a disability and or neurodivergent rep. So it filled in a couple different things. I also had it for audiobook, so that one was already taken though. So I finished it. This one we're following Salvatore and Mylene, I think is how you say her name. And she is in his city that he runs as the Dawn, and he finds out she's there because she is from a different family and she should not be there. And he finds her there, and he ends up saying that if she marries him, all will be good. There will be no issues within the families. So unfortunately, she does have to agree, but fortunately, it ends obviously with a kind of happily ever after, you know. But Salvatore is very different from some of the other characters I've read from in the previous books, and he is very I'm trying to like figure out how to say it, but he is very, he doesn't have a lot of emotions, I guess I should say, and he's very serious and he means what he says, and he's almost emotionless kind of until he meets her and he decides he wants her, and then he's kind of very overprotective of her. So, you know, he has her calling every hour, and then it moves to a half hour, then he gets her a bracelet that tracks her, and, you know, just different things. But I had a good time with this one. I think I'm just gonna give it a 3.75 though. This one's probably my least favorite of the series. And I just feel like while there was stuff happening, there just wasn't that much happening, and I wasn't like super I can't find the words for this. Like, I wasn't super intrigued by this couple as I was with previous ones. So I think that's all I'm going to say about this. 3.75, not bad. But I will continue on in the series because I do have a good time with them regardless. And they are quick and easy reads. So with that out of the way, I wanted to also go down and show you Escape the Readathon. So for Stolen Truce, while we are still trying to get through the theater game for the team, I did end up putting those 2 in, and I had that one to open it. So then I think for this one, I'm just going to put it in the double letters in the title because there's 2 S's, 2 O's, 2 E's, 2 T's. So I will just leave it there, and when it's time to do the pool game, I will switch things out and make it work. But that's what it's looking like for the Escape the Readathon. Okay, so moving back up here. Oh, I did want to say that I do only have Bratva and Single Parent left. I did add some extra books on here that I also own. I definitely am intrigued to start Dom and Hans. I started Blood of My Monster a couple months ago, and it was okay. I feel like I want the audiobook for it, though, which I don't have. Ivory Ashes, this is the Bratva, and I don't know about the other ones, but I do know they're obviously Mafia, so I might try to at least squeeze in like 1 or 2 more Mafia romances, but at this point, I don't feel like they're as priority now. I just wanted to be able to participate, so this is what we're looking at right now. I've got these 2 Mafia ones, I got one of my TBR cards done, and I read Celeste Listen to a library hold. So not too bad. I'd like to make more progress on my TBR cards and the buzzwords. I do have some other library books out, so Pictures of You and Bookshops and Bone Dust. But I would really like to just focus on these right now. So this is the board. Obviously it looks a little different than the other one because the other one is shorter width-wise and longer length-wise, but this one I had to make it longer on width and shorter on length, but it is in the same exact order as it is on the thing. It's just I had to move them around a little bit. So let's talk this over. So on the first we got Rebels and Rejects, and then on that same day we ended up getting King, because Rebels and Rejects was for a poll pick, King was for the royalty, and then last night I rolled and got Nature on the cover for Thornhedge, and then today we ended up with audiobook and I did Stolen Touches. So I've got my little flamingo pool floaty here. So again, I roll 6 times, so we can either get a horror, even number, a TBR jar, outfit, booktube fave, or a beautiful cover. Honestly, I would be happy with just about anything except for horror right now. I don't know why, but I'm just like, I'm not really in the mood to read horror, and I'm worried that I'm going to roll one. I almost wonder if, like, I need to put some rolls in here. Like, if I re-roll, because I don't want to do this one, if I re-roll, maybe I should use a D8, but I have to read 2 of whatever prompt I get on, if that makes sense. So, I mean, at this point, we're just trying to figure out how I want to run this game, so it's like a trial and error one. And of course, this next book is going to be the last one for this episode, because, like I said, 5 books to an episode for round 1, and we'll see how many episodes it takes me to finish round 1. So, I don't know. I guess we'll roll and see. If I get a 1, I'll figure it out. I might just suck it up and reread that one book, but alright, I'm gonna go do the board view on my little container that I've been doing it on, and I guess we'll figure out what I'll be finding a book for next. Okay, so here's the board view. We are going to roll the D6 die and hope for the best. I would really love a 6. The 6 is the one I'm really, really hoping for. So, please give me a 6. A 6! Oh my god. I couldn't... I can't believe that. Oh god. I swear I'm not cheating. I swear this is the first time I've rolled. So, oops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes. Okay, but we got pretty far on this one, so I'm really happy. So now I need to figure out which book with a beautiful cover I want to read next. Okay, so it's May 4th, and I did pick a book for beautiful cover. I picked it last night. I started it, got 100 pages through, and I binge read the rest of it today. I'm sorry I didn't give you an update, but this was a reread for me. And I just have been putting this one off because I know the second book doesn't come out until the end of October, so I have a while to wait, but I just love this book so much. And that is Blood of Hercules by Jasmine Moss. Look at these beautiful sprayed edges. They're like glittery and I just absolutely love them. I wish there was like more going on with the book, but that's the front cover. The inside pages look like this. I wish there was like artwork or something on the inside, but there's not. But I absolutely love this book. I read this in like towards the end of February and I gave it 5 stars, reread it, listened to the audiobook, gave it 5 stars again. I know this one has a lot of mixed reviews and I understand why. So we're following Alexis and she's pretty much not had the best upbringing. She's placed with a foster family and they are very awful people. And eventually they get another little boy and her little brother, she calls him Charlie, are growing up in this horrible situation together. I also want to apologize if my tripod's shaking. I'm doing my best. Anyway, until one day she ends up taking this Spartan test because there's like Greek mythology in here. And it turns out that she is an Olympian, like a mutt is what they call them. So like human parent and a god parent. She's automatically taken off to these like trials things and she has to be like one of the top 10 people to win through this like massacre pretty much, and then she is gonna go through these trials. I forget what they're called. This whole book is always such a blur when I go through it and I forget everything, but I absolutely love it. But in the process of these trials we come across 4 different guys and I believe they're gonna all be like love interests. But the first 2 are Patro and Achilles, and they are chthonics, which are like the 4 darker houses, and then there's 8 of the other houses, so like Zeus and them, and then the other ones are like Hades and Ares and whatnot. And those are her mentors, and they are known as the Crimson Duo. They hunt titans, and they are her mentors, and they honestly don't want anything to do with her. She is the first female who has participated in these games anyway, and they're just not thrilled with her, and they have their own agendas, and she was not a part of that. So she has to deal with them and go through, and in the process she meets the other 2 people who I think are the love interest, Augustus and Charon, and it's a great time. I understand why people don't like this. Alexis is a little hard to like. It almost feels like you're going insane along with her because the way her thoughts are processed and like the way she acts is kind of childish, but like understandably so. And I don't know, I just love this book, but I understand why people don't. But I'm so excited for the second book. I can't wait. I'm so happy I reread this. I'm going to be rereading it again this year, closer to the end of October, but 5 out of 5 stars, 6 stars. This is one of my favorite books of the year so far. So that puts us at the end of this vlog. So remember, I'm only doing 5 books for each episode until I hit the end of the board. And as you can see, we did not make it very far. We had 1, 2, 3, 4 all in that top row, and then Blood of Hercules, we made it right down here. So not very far. We have a lot to go. I have spots where I can go back, and of course I do have a start over prompt, so let's hope we don't get any of those. But that is all for this episode. I am going to obviously start right away into the second episode and pick my next book because I am just feeling like a reading machine right now. And 5 books in 4 days, yes please. So if you like this video, like it down below, comment letting me know if you like the way I've been doing this vlog. I know I'm a little bit of a hot mess in these, but this is life. This is how I am able to film, and I just want to be comfortable and happy and read lots of good books. So comment letting me know if you like this video series I'm doing, and subscribe if you want to. I would greatly appreciate it. And until my next video, I will see you guys again soon. Bye.